where I can't breathe. I look up, we're high above the trees. I see the mountaintop looking down on me. My heart rate rises, knowing that's where I should be. Touching the sky, where the clouds do rest, where my spirit's free. On the mountain crest. Sky, where the clouds do rest, where my spirit's free. On the mountain crest. So I decided to take a zero today in Waynesboro. Had a little bit of a stomach issue last night. Wasn't sick, wasn't vomiting, it's not noro or anything like that. Just some food didn't settle with me too well. Probably the Mexican food I ate last night on my Nero, or it's not really a Nero. I had a full day of miles with town afternoon and so forth. Yummy, yummy. Butter. So taking a day here today, which is good because it's March Madness. I might be able to see some games later. But for now, I'm making a humongous pot of chili with sausage and beef. Getting ready to do the Trinity. This is the Italian Trinity. And chili. Oh yeah. I can't tell you how I make it though. I can't show you that because it is my secret recipe. But someday you're going to be able to buy it. So I can't give you the recipe. But getting that chili ready now and just relaxing today and hitting the trail again tomorrow. With my trusty dog, Nellie, which I don't know where Nellie went. Nellie was just out here. Where'd you go, Nellie? Nellie. There's Nellie. Hi, Nellie. Anyway, I'm gonna get this chili going and just have a nice relaxing day. See y'all soon. What? 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 You kidding? What? Me and Finn here eating some homemade chili. It's always good to have some home cooked food. What do you think of it, Finn?
Fortune is excellent food maker. I recommend to hiking with him.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. All right, we're going to dig in now. Good morning, everyone. It's another beautiful day here on the Appalachian Trail. Sun is barely above the mountains. Nice and golden with blues and oranges. Kind of like the colors of the Illinois Fighting Illini. So I ended up taking that zero yesterday in Waynesboro at Stanible's Hostel. Really nice place. Finn was the only other one there yesterday, so kind of had the owners and workers, Dob, who you met on the video, and Adam, and Mags, and then of course Nellie, the dog. But that was pretty much it. Really nice day. I made that chili. It's really good and homey and hearty, like a good home cooked meal. but my gut was kind of messed up. Really needed some fiber, I think, in my body, because that's one thing that I eat a lot of off the trail, and when I'm on the trail, it's hard to get much. I get it in peanut butter and like protein bars and stuff, but that's about it. So it was good to get some good healthy food and fruits and some vegetables yesterday. I mean, I get that anytime I'm in town, but I did an overabundance of it yesterday. So it's nice to have a day off, though, even though I don't like zeros and they annoy me, but it was good to have it. And I got to watch my Illinois Fighting Illini in March Madness, who are doing excellent, and they are playing very well. 2 times in my life, they have gotten deep. One time was the championship against North Carolina. The other time was the Final Four in 1989 when I was 14 years old. First time I ever cried because of a sporting event, because they lost to Michigan after beating them 3 times that year. And that's who they lost to that year. I'm a Tampa Bay fan of everything, because that's always going to be my home no matter where I am. Pretty much the first place I chose as an adult to live, and always will be home to me. So I root for everything Tampa Bay except for one thing, and that's the Illinois Fighting Illini. They've been my basketball team since I was 5 years old. And that's a long time. A lot of loyalty. And they're doing really good this year. So it's kind of the first time, except for those other 2 times that I just mentioned, that I think they might actually do it. I think they might actually win that championship this year, or have a chance of it at least. So I was happy I got to see them, is what I'm saying. Even though I was up till about 1 o'clock in the morning to be able to watch the game, it was good to be able to see the game and see them win. And now it's time to be back on trail and climb these mountains and do some conquering. So let's get going and conquer these mountains. And by the way, I'm feeling great. Had some issues that pretty much dissipated by like noon yesterday. And then from there, it was just filling myself with vitamins and minerals that I needed in my body. And I would say I rested most of the day, but I just did a lot of research and stuff that I have to do that I really haven't been able to do on the trail, for most of the day. And kind of laid around, sat around, stretched, ate. That was pretty much it. But yeah, like I said, I decided to stay in for the 0 because it was a rough night the night before. I didn't sleep much, and a lot of business meetings kept me up all night. But feeling a lot better now, for those of you with that question on your mind. The first couple miles this morning has been quite rocky. These rocks here aren't that bad, but been a lot of up, down, left, right. No scrambling, no climbing, anything like that. It's just kind of slows you down a little bit. And I'm sure that's going to happen for the next 20 or so miles. There's a lot of rockiness in this area. Even going into Shenandoah, it's rocky a little bit. It's flat, but it's rocky. And when I say flat, it's not flat. There's still climbing involved. Obviously, you're still on summits, but the summits are getting smaller and not as much elevation. This could be one of those days that I go 18 to 20 miles, or I go 32. Looking at a couple different things right now, and it's way too early to tell. It's supposed to be a real windy day, gust up to 45. So like right now, I'm just on a side of the mountain where the wind's not getting to me, but when I first started today, it was pretty chilly, that wind. It's supposed to be up to 60 or so, 70 the next couple days. So this could be nice and comfortable, even with wind, but with the rocks and wind, sometimes I could slow down. So I'll just have to play it by ear and see how the day's going. But based on where I started here, which was Reed's Gap, where I took off 2 days ago, or got off 2 days ago after 3 ridges. Actually, after B Mountain was the last one. This goes over Humpback and then through Rockfish Gap, Waynesboro area where I just spent my 0. And then you're in Shenandoah. So I got my permit and everything on the 0, so I'm all set and ready for that. Got all my resupply. Just gonna keep on walking. I don't know if I'll stop at the shelter or camping area before Rockfish Gap or if I'll continue on. Shenandoah is a little different. Not a whole lot of camping areas, except in the shelter areas, but it's really cool because they have most of the tent sites built on platforms, so they're real nice and flat and makes you feel like royalty. But obviously those are miles between each one, so if I continue to that one, the first one in Shenandoah, that's going to be like a 31, 32 mile day, which the cool thing about that is it's long miles. And I haven't had a 30 plus yet this year. I will definitely have them. This might be the day. But again, that's going to depend on rocks. Rocks can definitely slow down my pace. And, to have that kind of day, you want to be trekking at like a 2.7 miles an hour or more, or else you're going to be hiking for 15 or 16 hours. And I definitely don't want to do that. But especially since I was up till 1 o'clock in the morning watching a basketball game. I might be a little tired by then. But I don't know. It's very possible because at 30-something miles, it's only like 6,300 of elevation, which that's a lot of elevation, but it's not over 31 miles or 32 miles. So just play it by ear, see what happens. Just gonna keep walking, drinking my water, staying hydrated, eating my food, and just keep heading north. There's the mountains going down and meeting the valley. Way down below, you can see these little mountains out here all by themselves sticking up out of the valley, but that's basically not quite up to Waynesboro, but the beginning of the valley that Waynesboro's in. Really crisp and clear this morning. I knew duct tape had a lot of uses, but I never knew you could put a tree back together with it. That's amazing. Sure where these rain clouds are coming from. It's not supposed to rain today, but here we are. Great view though. I love it. I got a feeling. Rain jacket's on, covers over the backpack. There's a little couple cells, according to the radar, that's coming towards here. And that's probably what I seen over the cliffs that was looking to the west over Waynesboro Valley. So it looks like it's coming this way. They're real small. They won't last long. But I don't want to get wet after I just dried everything out in Waynesboro. So, rain jacket went on and cover went on the backpack. I'm just hoping that if it's going to rain, that it gets here quick and gets over with so I can get everything off. And because obviously when the rain jacket's on, I get hot, I start sweating. It's not warm, but it's going to keep warming up today, get close to 60. And it doesn't take much when you're climbing to start sweating, or at least me. So I'm hoping that if it's going to rain, it gets over with quick, or the cells just go right on by. That would be even better. I don't believe that I mentioned this in a clip, but when I got done with Three Ridges and got picked up at Reed Gap and got taken into Waynesboro for what was going to be just the rest of that afternoon and evening and night, and then, you know, before I decided on taking to zero, the fire ban was lifted for Shenandoah, and the trails and the road was all open. So on the day before I'm entering Shenandoah, or could potentially be entering Shenandoah, everything was lifted. Perfect timing. I really did have an idea that was going to, or I had a guess, I guess you'd say, I don't know what the right word is, that was going to happen based on how much rain there was happening on the night I was at Priest, and, you know, all night long through the next morning going over Three Ridges. There was quite a bit of moisture. So everything got lifted later that day. So I get to go through Shenandoah without having to find alternate routes or skipping and coming back for 5 miles or something, which that makes me very happy. So based on that, it doesn't need to rain right now. It's windy today, and obviously if there were fires, that wind would spread them. So that's good that, you know, the fires, I don't know if they're completely out, but they're under control at least. It's starting to rain now. I can feel it. And hopefully it'll be a quick sell and get up and over Humpback Mountain here and get towards Rockfish Gap and see if I'm going to continue on or stay before Rockfish Gap tonight. Sure don't want to stay before it. It's not a very long day. It's hard for me doing 17 or 18 miles. Just not long enough. So I'm hoping to keep going and be able to get to the first shelter in Shenandoah. But like I said earlier, play it by ear. These really high winds with all the blowdowns in this section and hearing the trees creaking. It gives you a great peace of mind. Guess this is a view up here. clouds look cool. That's about it. Looks like it's starting to clear up. Right there, that's the end of the cell. Looks like it's clear on the other side of that. Yay! Nice view and an outcropping here. Right here, some sort of ski resort or something. There's snow up there. I don't think it's real snow though. A lot of big buildings right over there. Cool view with all the clouds up there. Really gives it that mysterious dark look that I love. One more time. Standing on the summit of Humpback Mountain. Nice gradual incline, quite rocky, but not steep at all. Just a lot of ups and downs on rocks to the mid 3000s for elevation. Some really good views out here. Just a small distance though, or small amount. The rest is socked in with trees. A little bit of sprinkle here and there. That wind is chilly, but for the most part the rain is held off, but still extremely cloudy. But it doesn't change the fact that Humpback Mountain is in the bag. I have no idea why this barrier or wall of rocks is next to the trail here, but it looks cool. I'm just not sure why it's there, or how it got there, or how long it's been there, or what its name is. Okay, there's no name, I'm sure. Oh, I'm so weird. You can't deny it. But that's okay. I love it. I love that I'm unique and nobody in the world is like me. And if they were, I would probably change. I like to be unique. Yeah, I'm not really sure why that little wall was there. I know I've seen it in some other places too, and I never really know what it's for. So if you have any insight, let me know in the comments. This is one of those types of terrain and trail and sections that makes me look at a map. Like, hold on, am I still on the trail? I haven't seen a blaze for a minute. And this thing is about the width, like 3 times more than what the trail normally is. Now the rocks, that's very reminiscent of what the AT has been today. But the width definitely was not. So I had to check. I was happy to see that I am still on the AT. For some reason, the trail is just really wide right here. But the rocks, yep, that's been the story of the day. So this is pretty normal. And those rocks will be existing for quite some time to come here on the AT. Not a whole lot of cruisy sections left. southern Pennsylvania will have less rocks. Maryland has a lot of rocks like this, but it has some sections that's not as rocky too. And there's going to be those sections all over, just like there has been so far in every state. But obviously the higher north that I get, the more rocks there will be. Same as it is out west. The more north you get, the more rugged it is. That is so cool looking. Awesome. Pretty flat right through this section. Walking the ridge line. Already climbed up here and it's been pretty flat for like a half a mile or so. Going to be a lot of little ups and downs from here to Rockfish Gap, I'm assuming, just because of how high I am in the air, which is just about 2,000 now, and pretty much everywhere I'd look from here to Rockfish Gap, which is about 7 miles still, is anywhere from 19 to 2,200. Just a lot of ups and downs. And if you missed it the other day, this is the kind of area where I'm definitely looking even more intently to see if I see a bear, because you can see for a lot further in all directions, and a lot of times they'll stand out a little bit more because of the coloring, and it's just the kind of area that my mind pictures seeing a bear, mama bear and its cubs or something. So it's turning out to be nice. It's still windy, but it's getting warmer. At least the wind isn't as cold now. So I'm keeping my eyes open. Can't wait to see that first black bear of the season. Very windy in this particular section. But right there is really the first views of Shenandoah in the mountains that I'll be crossing over. I don't know if those in particular I'll be crossing over, because Shenandoah is big. But the beautiful greens and the waters and the valley down there, that's what makes Virginia, Virginia. Beautiful. Things are growing. Spring is here. But like I said, over the last couple of weeks, winter will still try to push its head through. I'm basically chasing winter at this point all the way north. So it can definitely make its appearances. I felt it this morning of how cold that was feeling with the wind. It's definitely not gone yet, but it's definitely growing and becoming lifelike. It's not a mountain summit, but it is an old chimney, part of an old house that's not here anymore. But the chimney remains. You get it? The remains of the house is the chimney, and the chimney remains. Oh, please don't unsubscribe. getting really close to the hot dog stand and popcorn stand. That is at Rockfish Gap, right before entering Shenandoah, also known as the Shennies. And I'm wondering in my head if he's going to be open, because I've heard and read in many comments over the last couple of years that he's hardly ever open when people go by. Maybe 50%. Sometimes open, sometimes not. So I don't know if he keeps certain hours or if he just kind of opens when he wants to open. I did see it this morning as Dob, my shuttle driver, was bringing me back to Reed's Gap to start for the day. I did see it there. It was closed, but it was like 7 in the morning. So obviously a hot dog stand is not going to be open at 7 in the morning. But I am curious to whether it will be open when I go by here in about, I think it's like a mile and a half now. Getting close to 20 for the day. And I'm telling you right now, if it's open, Fortune's gonna get some hot dogs, maybe some popcorn, maybe other things, I don't know. Depends what he serves or sells. But I know that my mouth was watering even thinking about it. So I'm really hoping that he's open. I officially have my first black bear of 2024. See all these little trees here that's growing green now that I'm down to about 1,900 or 2,000 in elevation. Well, I was walking here on the trail and it was probably a good 20 to 30 feet in the bushes, which some of them have berries. I have no idea what kind of berries, and I'm sure not going to eat them to find out. But it was in there just playing with the trees. And his big old body, or her big old body, when it was scared and ran away from those trees, moved like an elephant running through the trees. Caught just a glimpse, running away. Didn't see it because it was real thick during that, or in that particular part. But my official first bear of 2024. And now, let's hope I don't go another 3 months. I'm thinking I won't. It's nice. It's spring. They're coming out. They're wanting to eat. They're wanting to play. And they're always so scared of humans. So cute. Like big old puppy dogs. Obviously, I wouldn't want to get one mad. But I respect them and give them their space. And obviously they respect and give us our space for the most part. Unless somebody has taught them that humans have food. But that feels good here towards the end of the day to have that under the belt. And when I say I didn't see it, what I mean is I didn't see it before it got scared and started to run away. I didn't see it before that point. Normally I catch them before they run away. This one I caught as it was running away. Perfect. Just the way I like my fish. Rocking out. Whoa! That's right. At the park. I came up the hill at Rockfish Gap sign, and it almost blew me over. It had to be like 50, 60 mile per hour winds coming up that hill right there on the other side. You ain't living till you almost fall down a hill because of wind. Reminds me of out west in the desert. on the PCTs, hoping those winds knock you around on ridge lines. There's the popcorn stand. And it looks like the popcorn place is open at least. I don't know if they have hot dogs, but the popcorn place is. Those are all different flavors of popcorn. Then they have hot dogs out at the bottom and pork rinds. Got me some hot dog and fries coming. Probably get some popcorn to go.